and welcome to Aghalee Farm, also in Ireland. This is the fourth farm I farm on. So although this is the third Irish map, this one, unlike all of my other farms, is set in the modern day. So this one's not set in the mid to late 80s. So it means instead of having an old Land Rover kicking about the place, I have one of these Toyota Land Cruisers. Now, I think these Land Cruisers of this shape, this model, first came out in the very late 80s, or mid 80s it might have been. In fact, it could have even been the late 70s this shape first came out. But I know they're still building this shape to this day, so it is still very, very modern. So I've got the Land Cruiser there. It also means instead of having either a two-wheeled farm bike or a three-wheeled farm bike, I have in the garage here a side-by-side, because it's a modern farm, this one. Now, Aghalee Farm here is also the smallest map I play on. Not the smallest map, sorry. Ballincraig's the smallest map. Ballincraig's the second smallest farm I play on, even though I own the whole map. This is the smallest farm because I own so little of the map. If we go in there, you'll see how much I own. Very, very little of the map indeed. So this is a very, very tiny farm. I've only got, I think, 5 paddocks of cows. Yeah, 5 including this one, which is like part of the milking shed here. So you've got the milking shed here. I love having all these open air chickens all around the place, just running around my yard. So yeah, there's a few paddocks of cows here. I've got silage bales, or they're not silage yet, they're still grass at the moment, but they're 63% through being fermented. And these are the ones that have got the electric fence around them at the moment, stop the cows there from getting at them. So this farm is so tiny that I actually only have 2 paddocks that don't have cows in, which is, well, 3 really, actually, because I just bought another one to show you. So this one here, which is growing in grass, and the one next door. Of course, the one next door is also the one that you may recall, if I jump the hedge here, has the old building ruins in it as well, because the gatepost, the style of gatepost it had on the paddock here, I thought it looked like it should be more than just a gate into a paddock. So outside this was originally the gateway into the old homestead, but there's only foundations sort of thing left of the old homestead now, and the newer farmhouse is over there. But that explains the big concrete pillars on either side of that gate. Now, I did recently, I think probably in my last video I did on this map, bought one more field than what I had, and we'll jump in the side by side to go and show you that, because that field's a bit further down the road. It's not actually connected to the rest of the farm. But because there was so little to do on this farm, I do a lot of contract work on this map. It's mostly baling, cutting grass and baling, because just about every field on the map is grass. So that's pretty much the only contract work that they have on this map. But up here, I did buy a paddock here, and I'll show you here. So although I've done greenhouses like just at the back of a house before on a map, I've never ever done, before this one here, commercial sized greenhouses and things. So this is my commercial greenhouse area here, and I've got 4 of these big greenhouses going on. So let's try and remember. I think from memory it's, oh no, there's 5, sorry, not 4, and I've got 3 that are growing strawberries there, and 2 that are growing tomatoes. So there are some tomatoes beginning to show on those plants, but they're still green. So yeah, I've got 2 greenhouses of tomatoes and 3 of strawberries. Now, none of these greenhouses are connected up to a water pump, so I have to manually add the water for all of those. But yeah, so they are fairly big greenhouses. I think they're actually called, well, in New Zealand they're called polytunnels, these ones, because they're covered in plastic rather than glass. They're generally called polytunnels, but yeah, so I'm enjoying doing that as something a wee bit different, just having this commercial polytunnels going on. But aside from that, this is just sort of the latest thing I've done on this farm, is those polytunnels. And aside from that paddock there, and even with that paddock, this is still by far the smallest farm of any of mine. So yeah, a lot of my time on this map is taken up with doing contract work. I simply couldn't make a living just from the farm on this map, but that's fine. And that is my fourth and final map I'm going to show you today. Now, as well as these maps, these four that I'm farming on, there are others that I enjoy sort of having a look around occasionally and just doing a wee bit of stuff on. And if you've watched my back catalogue of videos, or you've been subscribed since the beginning, and I know some of you have, you would have seen that sometimes I have a story mode that involves like travelling from Ireland over to the UK, go and pick up a new tractor or something like that, just to go and explore different maps, because I'm not suggesting that these four maps are the only maps worth checking out on FS22. If you like English and Irish maps, there's definitely others as well. There's Fairhead Farm, for example. There's the Western Shore, and yeah, there's a number of other farm maps I've got downloaded as well, but I don't have any permanent farms on any of those. I just visit those maps occasionally. Keeping track of what I'm doing on four maps is plenty. I really can't keep track of any more than four maps at a time, so that's why these are the four that I choose to do as my four farms on the go. Well, and with that, I'll call it a day. Thank you very much for watching these, and I apologise it's 4 videos all in one day. I promise that lengthwise it's only about as long as one video for anyone else still. Okay, thanks. Bye.